In this season, it is a lack of clarity. Purposely. And when there's a lack of clarity, then there is a request of faith. And I'm having it. I believe that God is going to do all that he said that he will do. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Okay? But it gets, none of this process, I make it look easy. That's the thing. I make it look easy. No, God make it look easy. I am nothing but a filthy rag of his. God make it look easy. That I'm still sane. That I can still go out and live my life and still be vibrant. Still have a good heart. Still haven't allowed myself to become the attackers. To become them. By the grace of God, that is the case. And I may not be perfect, but I sure have been faithful. And it is because of my faith that I don't retaliate. It is because of my faith that I don't give up hope. It's because of my faith that I have spared so many people. Because the battle is not mine, it is the Lord's. And I gotta surrender every day. Every day I wake up, I have to surrender every day. Because every day I wake up, I'm faced with the same trials, tribulation, and attacks. Y'all think the rumors, the character assassination, the humiliation rituals, y'all think those had the biggest impact? No. All my life, I had to fight. All my life, I've been dealing with that exact thing. Being in positions where I have to wait for God to reveal what is hidden, even though I know in the midst of it being hidden. And being okay and being serene in who I am and not letting the world try to change the narrative or change my purpose or hinder my identity or who I know I am. I've been facing that my entire life. It's not nothing new. I could care less about rumors that's being told. First of all, I have said this many of times before. The same rules apply. You cannot expose a bitch that ain't got shit to hide. I wear me on my sleeve boldly, proudly. I own every piece and part of me because it all make me who I am. For 10 to 11 months now, I've been getting harassed and stalked. And not just through social media. I'm talking about cars following me everywhere I go. I went and got a camera for my car, especially when I was in the season where I wasn't surrendering and submitting the way that I claim I was, because I was gathering RICO case after RICO case after RICO case after RICO case. I'm in a position right now where if I wanted to retaliate, I could. But I said in one of my other videos that I used to be one of them people that I'm going to do it to the 10th power. If I retaliate, I am literally handing up my life. I used to say all the time, I am not going through all of this for no reason. If I retaliate, it'll all be for no reason. I'll be playing right into the enemy's hand. No. No, that God, it is greater. Greater is coming. He is preparing me. He is preparing me for greater. And I believe that with my mind, body, and soul. And I am shedding my old identity. I don't want to be in jail, and I don't want to be unalived. If I go down that route, then that is what's going to happen. Y'all attacked me for 10 to 11 months now. I'm going to keep saying it's giving desperation. Like the enemy know I'm closer to my breakthrough. He know I'm right there. And I refuse to give him permission, because we got to give the enemy permission. He don't have no jurisdiction until you give it to him. But I would have took things to the 10th power. I'm finding out what... I got an app on my phone that tells me who the license plates belong to. I dig so hard that I find out what school your kids go to, where your mom live. That's really beef. I don't know what y'all doing or what y'all call this, but that's really beef. That's the extent, but that's not a path I want to go down. That's not something I want to do. That's not... in alignment with what God has for my life. And I want to fulfill my purpose. I wanted to kill myself for so long. I didn't want to live no more. Life had no meaning until I found my purpose. Until I started walking toward where God, what he created me to be here for. That's the only thing life is worth living. Life ain't worth living if you're not living within your purpose, because that's what you put here for. When you're not living in your purpose, that's where depression come in. That's where you get sidetracked. You know how they say, if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything? If you ain't standing in your purpose, every other door that the enemy has waiting for you, you will walk through, whether intentionally or unintentionally. That ain't a path I'm willing to go down. And because I know there is greater for me, I have faith. I may not be perfect, but I sure have been faithful. When I read Job, it gave me so much comfort. I haven't finished it. But in the beginning, as I started reading, when he was going back and forth with them 3 men, he was mirroring my thoughts. Like, Job, God knew. When I listened to how he was talking, I was like, this the same man that God told the enemy, have you tried my servant Job? He knew Job would be in that exact season and in that exact state, and still had a faith that he would prosper out through to the end. So if God chose me and he has faith in me, why wouldn't I have faith in his plan, even though I cannot trace his hand? There's so much unclarity. It's so much unknown in this season. But then that exact thing requires you to be faithful, for you to have faith. And I was thinking about Moses. I was like, God, you at a snap of the finger, you could have made him set your people free. You knew his heart was going to be hardened. You knew in no way, shape, or form was he going to let him free. Yet you gave him opportunity after opportunity. You sent plague after plague just for him to come to Moses and tell Moses, oh, tell your God, take it away. Tell him chill. I'm gonna let y'all go. Just for God to take the plagues away and him renege every time. Even after the last time, he sent his best chariots and his best horsemen out there. When it looked like it was no way out, the people were saying to Moses, why have you forsaken me? Why would God tell him to set us free just for us to be on the way? The Pharisees was behind them and a body of water was in front of them. It looked like it was no way out. It looked like it's over. It's over. We're about to be captured. And God gave Moses the authority to spread the sea, to give him a way in. He made a way out of no way. So in this season, especially during this time, because I ain't been active, but I've been active. But I ain't been active as in being seen. But in this season, while I've been working on myself, I've been working on training my brain not to judge my outcome or not to judge what is to come off of what I see in the flesh. Because they don't got nothing to do with what is to come. What God said he's going to do, he is going to do, regardless if it looked like it or not. Because it didn't look like it when the Pharaoh and all his people was behind them and the sea was in front of them. They couldn't see no way out. It wasn't no way out. Yet he made one. He made a way out of no way. And I believe he's going to do that for my life. But I'm not stuck on the past. I'm not stuck on no exes, no ex-friends. I'm not stuck on the betrayals. I'm not stuck on that. I think the main thing that's been affecting me has been the lack of clarity, learning self-control, learning how to hold them and when to fold them, learning that not everything needs a response or reaction. Especially when for 10 to 11 months now, I've been being psychologically attacked by being gang stalked. Being in a position where I done went to police multiple times. I done went and tried every area that I could possibly try. It's only me and God in this season. Everybody around me know what's going on but me. Everybody around. It's people in my life who could have intervened. It's people in my life it's people that was in my life who had information, who held it. Because if I give her the information, she's going to succeed. She's going to propel. And they wanted me to stay exactly where I was at. Nobody around me had enough courage or enough love for me to protect or help me. God put me in a position where the only person who I could depend on was him. A couple days ago, I'm hyper vigilant. And the people who are gang stalking me know this. I pick up on things fast. I got pattern recognition. I know. They circled me like 2 times in the same spot that I'm in now. This is a new spot that they have infiltrated. So I stopped trying to go to the old spots, found new spots, but then they come here to infiltrate here. But that's neither here nor there. I was sitting in the exact spot I'm sitting in right now. They drove around twice. And the 3rd time pulled up with another car. And started trying to take pictures of my ass while I'm bending down, gathering my things, saying derogative things to me. Normally, the stalkers done followed me into restaurants, followed me to my job. They done did everything that you could think of. But this one pissed me off because y'all violating. What you about to go do with them pictures? I couldn't stop you from taking the pictures because I didn't know you was getting ready to. All I knew was it's time for me to gather my stuff up and move from this spot because now y'all pulling up. After circling me twice, you getting out the car, you doing saying derogative statements, and now you taking pictures of me as I'm bending over, trying to get pictures of my ass. Where are you going to go post these pictures at? Violating me. It pissed me off. And I've been trying to hold my peace. Hold my peace. Hold your peace. God see it all. God know it all. And everybody gonna reap what they sowed. Trying not to retaliate. I took pictures of both of them. And then I left. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, but just like how I see it, the enemy know I'm getting closer to my breakthrough. So why wouldn't they be trying to up the tactics, up the strategies, try to do more to push me into a state where you can capture me looking how you've been trying to sell me to the world? The biggest thing that affected me in this season wasn't the rumors. It wasn't the betrayals. It wasn't the character assassination. It wasn't the humiliation rituals. None of them pierced me. None of that pierced me. The biggest thing that affected me during this season was the harass and the stalking of my life for 10 to 11 months now. Following me everywhere I go. That has been the biggest effect. Because it's many of times where I done got to a place now where I kind of don't care. Like, I had to get to a place where I'm not about to stop living my life, because I used to stay in the house just for weeks and weeks and weeks. And it'll put me into a depressed state. I want to go feel the sun. I want to go feel the wind. I want to go blast music. I want to go release. It got to a point where I stopped giving a fuck about them doing it. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my life. Come out, sit with my blanket out in the grass, and just do me. It got to a point where I started just ignoring the fact that it was happening. But I've been coming to places where it feels like, when is this going to end? When is this going to end? When are they going to stop? You can't break what you ain't built. And you can't stop what is ordained for me. You can't see that by now. Greater is he that is in me. If God be for me, who shall be against me? Y'all can't see that by now. Yet y'all won't let your foot up off my neck. And I keep praying for these people. Everybody who had dual motives, every demonic assignment against my identity. I keep praying for these people. Like, forgive them, because they know not what they do, because it keeps me in a space where my heart is not getting hardened. Because these attacks do put me in places where I feel like a gazelle, where I feel like it's not nothing I can do. It's nothing I can do. And not because it ain't nothing I could do, but because I'm choosing to be faithful, and I'm choosing to allow God to handle it. I'm choosing to let God handle it. Because if he don't fix it, it won't be done. I cannot do this by myself. And if he don't fix it, it won't be done. So I'm choosing to take my hands off of it. No retaliation. No retaliation. And it's been 10 to 11 months now. It's been 10 to 11 months now. By the grace of God, I'm still pushing. I'm still moving. I'm still grateful. I still got a loving heart. I'm not broken. By the grace of God. But as I was saying previously, that day that happened, I allowed my flesh to speak louder than my spirit. Well, never to allow what is happening to your body to break your spirit, because your body is just your house. It is not you. But it had me so angry. It made me upset, because not only are y'all boldly for 10 to 11 months stalking me, you had the nerve to get out your car and take a picture of my ass when I bent down? That is a violation. Foul on the play. What are you doing with the footage, bruh? Where are you about to post the footage at? You violating me. And because I've been in hermit mode, and because I've been in a place where it's like, God gonna handle it, God gonna handle it, I keep repeating to myself, fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end. Fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end. I'm not moving out of pride. I'm not moving out of ego. I'm going to keep stepping in alignment, and I'm not letting nobody break me or push me up out of that, no matter what you choose to do to me. Yet when I came and told you that them niggas still doing what they doing, and I told you these niggas was doing this, and you act like you ain't know what was happening, you know what's going on. And I'm telling you, if God don't intervene, something gonna happen to them niggas. And they back off a little bit, not totally. They still doing what they doing. Not as obvious, but because I'm me, it ain't no hiding. It ain't no acting like, it ain't no driving slower behind me instead of being all on my ass. It's not no parking all the way over there instead of parking directly behind me. You get what I'm saying? I still peep it. I still know what's going on. But for me to have told you that, and me watched a difference happen, like watched them try to back off after I came and told you that, shows me that your hands is involved. So I'm literally in the pit. Everybody that is surrounded me is an enemy. Is someone who is preying on my downfall, is someone that does not have my best interests in mind. Y'all was hoping them niggas killed me. Y'all was hoping that they destroyed me. Y'all was hoping that everything that y'all orchestrated was supposed to destroy me, but it didn't. So now y'all don't know how to move and y'all don't know what to do, because y'all put all y'all eggs in that one basket. I was supposed to not be here no more, but I am. So I don't know how God gonna do it, and I don't know when he gonna do it, but I know that he is. I know that he is. And I'm going to continue to be faithful. And I'm going to continue to hold my peace. But one thing I refuse to do now is stay silent. Is to allow all that is happening. The one thing that I can use is my voice. So I may make it look easy. I may make this look easy. But it is not. I have cried many of nights. I have prayed and cried out to God many of nights. I still do to this day. It is not easy. as many of days that I wake up discouraged, I just keep pushing. I just keep moving. Because I'm trusting that God got it handled. I'm trusting that God is going to make a way out of no way, even though it may look like it's no escape. So not only do I hope this inform the misinformed, I also hope that this encourages somebody that's in a place in their life where it look like it's no escape. It's no escape. It is. And you need to stay faithful. Keep your feet planted. Stay grounded. Because you're going to look up one day and God is suddenly going to change your situation. And I speak that not only over my life, but over anybody else's life who is going through something that they feel as though is a lost cause. They feel like it ain't nothing more they can do. It is. Continue to stay faithful. Continue to plant yourself in the presence of God and continue to live your life. Continue to be grateful for all that you have now and all that He's brought you through now. Every time I get ready to complain, every time I get to a point where I'm angry enough to like, what? I be having to remind myself, calm down. Calm down. That's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants you to worry. He wants you to be fearful. He wants you in a space where you are giving him permission over your emotions, over your logic, over your body, over your mind. I don't give him no permission. Don't give him no jurisdiction. Remember that we serve a faithful God. We serve a faithful God, gracious and merciful. And He will never leave you nor forsake you. I didn't do nothing. And that's another reason why I refuse to put it in my hands. Because I didn't do nothing but continue to stay faithful. God is going to take care of the rest.